Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another weekly fragrance rotation video. This is video number 7 in the series, and as always I'm going to be going over the fragrances I wore from last week and just give you a quick rundown on them. I'm going to be covering from Wednesday, May 16th to Tuesday, May 28th. So if that sounds interesting, let's go and get started. Starting off on Wednesday, I went with Le Labo Bergamot 22. And yes, the label on this bottle is off-center. It's something that a few people pointed out. Unfortunately, that's just how it came. Not really sure why. All that really matters, though, is the scent itself, and this stuff smells fantastic. This is one of my girlfriend's all-time favorites on me. It's got a nice bergamot vetiver mixture. It smells incredible. It smells very high quality and kind of gives off this Mugler cologne vibe to me. Those of you out there who are a fan of Mugler cologne, you might kind of see that comparison. At least I do, and I do get a similar vibe. Obviously, I do enjoy this one more than Mugler cologne. The quality on this one is better. It performs better than Mugler cologne on me, and I just like the smell more. But regardless, I love this scent. It's a great scent for summertime. Very high quality, great citrus scent. Really does well in the summer heat. It just pops off my skin, and it smells very refreshing and just is a nice scent. It is very expensive though, and that's the one downside of this. The performance isn't the best, so that's another downside. When you're paying this much for a citrus fragrance, you would probably want it to perform better. Unfortunately though, that's not really the case. Again, it is a citrus fragrance, so I can understand why. That's just something you had to be aware of. So I wore this one on Wednesday, Bergamot 22. On Thursday, I went with Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Aqua. So this is one of the newer releases. I believe it came out this year. I already covered this one in a review you can check out, where I also compare it to the original Costa Azzurra, which I have, and I do love both of these. I'm a huge fan of this scent DNA. It's a very nice, unique marine scent. Typically when it comes to like aquatic marine type of fragrances, a lot of times they will smell kind of the same, and they usually don't have very much depth. They're very light and just kind of boring in a way. With this scent though, there's a lot going on with this one. There's a lot of heavier notes. Even though it does have a lot of heavier notes, it does still work in the heat very well, which is nice. Just a really nice scent. It has a main note of driftwood, which gives it like a musky feel. And it smells really nice. I love the scent. In terms of which one I like better between this one and the original, it's really hard to say. This to me is a little bit more of a lighter version of the original. So this one I would maybe wear for warmer days in the summer, and the original Costa Azzurra I would maybe choose either for evenings out in the summer or just cooler days, because that one is a little bit sweeter. This one is, like I said, a little bit more light and fresh, and that would make sense because this is an aqua flanker. So really nice scent. If you haven't checked this one out yet, highly recommend you do. In my opinion, it's hard to go wrong with this DNA. And that is Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Aqua. On Friday, I went with Dior Homme Cologne. So this one just made an appearance in my top 10 designer list video for summertime. If you haven't checked that video out yet, you can go ahead and do that now. I don't really want to give it away. Let's just say this one did pretty good in that list, and this is one that I do plan on wearing a lot of in the summer, especially now that we've been getting into some high temperatures. When it gets really hot and humid outside, there really aren't that many scents that are going to work well in that time without being annoying. This scent though, this stuff really works good in that type of heat. Just something that's very light, very refreshing, and it's just something that cools me off and makes me feel refreshed when I spray this on, because it is just very light. It's a nice citrus musky scent. There's not too much going on with this one, which is why it works so well in the really high heat. Typically with fragrances in the really high heat, when they have a lot of depth to them, they just end up getting even more sweet, and also the heat makes them project more, so they end up just getting kind of loud and annoying. But with this scent though, to me, this is made for that type of weather. It's made for extremely hot heat because it doesn't really get too cloying or annoying in the heat. It, for the most part, maintains its structure, and it smells incredible. Gets compared to iced lemonade, which I do see the comparison, and it really just is a nice refreshing scent for summertime. It is on the more expensive side, as I've covered before, and like I mentioned in previous videos, I do want to make like a comparison video between this and all of the other fragrances on the market that are similar to this one, because you are paying around $60, $70, $80 for the scent because it is a Dior scent, and for the performance and for things like that, and the fact that it is a pretty simple scent, not everyone's going to want to pay that price, which I understand. Not everyone's going to love this scent like I do, but there is some alternatives on the market in the $30, $40 range, which I do want to cover and just see how close they get to this one. So this is what I wore on Friday. It is Dior Homme Cologne. On Saturday, I went with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Swimming in Lapiri. So this is one of my favorite light blue flankers. I really love this stuff, and for whatever reason, this one's slept on. You hear talk about other ones like Living in Stromboli and other ones like that, and even Light Blue Intense. That one gets talked about a ton. You don't hear too much about this one, but I personally really love this one. It's got main notes of sea salt and ambroxan, grapefruit. So this basically, the way I like to describe it, is this is an even more aquatic marine take on Light Blue and Light Blue O Intense. Basically takes that sea salt and that ambroxan / ambergris, and it just amps it up even more. And I am a fan of those notes, so naturally I'm a huge fan of this scent. I've recently smelled Light Blue Sun, which is the newest flanker of that, and I really like that one a lot. I got a sample of it from my friend Chris, and I'm a huge fan of it. Will I pick up a bottle at some point? Yeah, probably. And I will want to cover that in a review at some point because I do really like the scent, and it's up there with this scent in terms of how much I like it. So I do want to cover that one. But in general, I really like this scent a lot. This is another one that I like to wear in the heat just because it does really well. It's a very summery, aquatic, uplifting scent. And again, this is discontinued just like most of the light blue flankers like this one and Living in Stromboli and the other ones. I'm pretty sure those are all discontinued. They are still relatively easy to pick up online, but it's not going to be like that for much longer. So if you are interested in this scent, you're going to want to grab it while you can because it is around the $30, $40 range. At one point, I was carrying these on my website for a good price. Unfortunately, as of right now, I can't get my hands on any more of them. If I do, I'll definitely put them back up there and give you guys good deals on them. But as of right now, I can't get them. So do make sure you check this one out. Get it off FragranceNet if you can, or somewhere on the Facebook groups maybe if you're interested in it, because I have a feeling it's going to be getting harder to find as time goes on. On Sunday, I went with Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Eau de Toilette. So this is another one that I like to talk about a lot on my channel in terms of uplifting and relaxing summer fragrances. This one's really up there. This stuff is very tropical, very fun smelling, perfect for any sort of casual fun activities in the summertime. Just something that you can spray on and go. This works great for that. Definitely has a very youthful smell to it. Smells a lot like, you know, what younger guys would wear. It doesn't have a mature smell. Certain fragrances do. And that's one thing that will annoy people when you say a fragrance smells, you know, younger or older. People say, oh, you know, I wear whatever fragrance I want no matter what age I am. And that's fine. You can do that. Just realize that this scent does have a youthful smell to it. And anyone who has smelled this will agree. Just be aware that this probably is marketed more towards the younger crowd. And after all, this fragrance is an Abercrombie & Fitch fragrance, and generally their brand is more focused on younger people. So with that being said, you know, that's about what you would expect from this scent. Nonetheless, it is a great scent. It's in that affordable price range of around the $30 range for a 100 ml bottle. In my opinion, it's worth all of $30. I'm a huge fan of this stuff. I really love how it smells. Performance holds it back a little bit. I wish it was better. Unfortunately, though, there's nothing I can do about it other than to overspray and, you know, either carry the bottle with me if I wanted to. But that's not a huge deal. Those of you who have gotten your nose on this, I'm sure you appreciate it. Those of you who haven't, I would recommend you check this one out. It's a very casual scent. And out of my entire collection, I would say that this is probably the most fun smelling fragrance that I have. It really does smell like that. I'm a huge fan of this one, and I wore this on Sunday. On Monday, I went with Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. So this one made it in my spring list as well. You can check that video out. Huge fan of this scent. I've been digging this one a lot lately, and I've been wearing it a lot lately. I wasn't really expecting to like it that much just because I do own Sauvage, and it is similar to Sauvage. But to me, this is Sauvage perfected. It's a more well-rounded, more mature version of Sauvage. Basically takes that rough, scratchy, synthetic smell that Sauvage has and rounds it out, smooths it out, makes it more pleasant to the nose. You are sacrificing performance with this scent, and that's part of the reason why I and a lot of others like Sauvage so much, is the fact that it is a very fresh fragrance that lasts for an extremely long amount of time. This scent, though, not as much. Performance is about in the moderate range, but in terms of scent overall, I prefer this one 100%. Like I said, it's more well-rounded, it's more perfected, so I like it more. And again, performance isn't everything. If I need something that performs really strong, something that'll last me all day for whatever reason, yeah, I would go with Sauvage. But generally, I don't need a scent that lasts that long. And Carbon doesn't last that long, but it does smell, in my opinion, better. So I've been reaching for this one more. If you are a huge fan of Sauvage, I would recommend that you check this one out. Like I mentioned, for the longest time, I didn't even get a sample of this just because I had Sauvage and I figured that was all I needed. But now, once I got a sample of this, I like this one more. So if you're in that same boat, highly recommend you check this one out. I think it's worth owning even if you do have Sauvage. It's a really nice scent. And I also want to mention that I do carry this scent on my website at a really nice price, competitive with FragranceNet and the other discounters. So if you're interested in picking up a full bottle, definitely go check it out. On Tuesday, I went with Creed Silver Mountain Water. So this is one of my favorites from Creed. This is my 75 ml bottle. I also own a 120 ml and another 75 ml over there. I really love this scent. It utilizes the note of tea, which I love. I love that note in fragrances. Most of you guys probably know that, and it's well done in this scent. It's a nice, light, refreshing, musky scent. Really good for those hot summer days as well. So like I talked about with the Dior Homme Cologne working really good for hot days. In my opinion, this one does the same thing, and you can even tell by the bottle, just that pure iced out look. That would work great for, really hot days, kind of similar to how this bottle looks. It's just very refreshing. You spray this one on and it has a cooling effect, and it just works great in the high heat, and that's why I love it. So guys, that was it. That was my weekly fragrance rotation for last week. Let me know down in the comments what you wore, and that's going to do it, guys. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And that's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.